Broadcasting from Hollywood, it's the official On Air with Brandon J podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, check it out, man. This is your boy AKON, and you already know I'm locked in right now on the air with Brandon J. Keep it locked, baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brandon. Welcome to On Air with Brandon J. I'm joined by international recording artist, record producer. You know him, AKON. AKON, what is up today?
What's up, brother?
Hey, man, run that. I know you got that new single. It's streaming on all platforms. It's good to see you making new music because whenever I listen to your music, I know there's never a dull moment. We're always going to get the fire. And it doesn't matter if it's, you know, years later from Beautiful and singles like that. I mean, hey, when I think of AKON, I think of Young Jeezy. I think of all the collaborative efforts that you've done with various artists over the years. So it's great to have you on the show today.
Nah, thank you, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Let's get into something that is all over the news. It's in the headlines, and you know we're going back in time, but the king of pop, God rest his soul, Michael Jackson. You had that video chat, and you guys were about, you know, empowering the youth, educating youth. Tell us like what you're doing in Africa right now.
Well, you know, I have a foundation called Confidence, and that whole foundation for confidence was renewing and refurbishing existing schools in the villages. I remember when me and Mike was sitting down, we were having amazing conversations, how we wanted to create real life universities, like entertainment universities for music all throughout Africa, you know, because there's so much talent, raw talent in Africa, all this skill, but they don't have the facilities to polish up that skill and to focus on it. And then outside of that, there's obviously, you know, the business aspect that's connected to the talent and the music that they don't, you know, have, you know, information for. So we wanted to create opportunities like that to be able to create that. You know, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to fulfill that. But recently, I've been thinking a lot about just trying to, fulfill that myself and just, you know, because I know this is something that he would want to see happen.
Absolutely. I mean, I commend you on all of the humanitarian, and I wouldn't just say it's efforts. It's really action, right? Because we can all make an effort to do something,
right,
but you've actually gone into these locations and executed the vision written down. So I commend you on everything you're doing to empower people all over the world. And, you know, there's a lot of artists out there that I feel that are misguided, that are misled. And it's unique to see someone like yourself say, you know what, I would be willing and interested to mentor. You know, I was reading Hip Hop DX, and I think this article was like 5 days ago. And they spoke about AKON would be potentially interested in mentoring Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interestingly enough, you know, me and him have conversations all the time. He's become like a little brother to me. And I realized the environment in which he was brought up, the concepts and ideas that was, you know, pretty much instilled in his head of survival. And he's an entertainer, but he's a super smart marketer. So it's a matter of how do I market that background, that, you know, idea of being the villain without people literally wanting to physically kill me. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but this generation, man, they get up in each other's skin to the point where sometimes it can be very disrespectful, you know, when you come up with certain types of morals and respects for certain people's, you know, families and properties and things of that nature and beliefs. So it's a very thin line on how to be a great entertainer, but yet create an opportunity that's not, you know, dangerous, you know. So, and I think he was on that thin line where, you know, he was very close to where people really wanted to physically harm him. And I just wanted to kind of open up the door to just teach him the game from the way I learned it. And, you know, there's certain street codes that you just honestly just can't, you know, you can't disrespect. Like you can't cross. There's certain lines you just can't cross. There's a certain line where, okay, it's not funny no more. Like you really got to be respectful of people.
I mean, at the end of the day, AKON, all we have is men. And I'm going to say men because we're both men on this interview right now. All we have is men is our word. And if our word is tarnished, what is you can hang it up. Game over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, right?
It's me into my next question, and I always love getting artists and entrepreneurs that have a innovative mind. What are your thoughts towards NFTs? Because when you talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine being a brilliant marketer, I think some of the artists that have been able to integrate NFTs into their marketing is brilliance in the making.
Yeah, because I mean, NFTs is the future. You got to know that the world is going to evolve into the future. And if you don't see NFTs as a future of ways to monetize your content, then you're going to get left behind. It's no different from when the labels didn't take digital seriously and iTunes came right up under their nose and really stole the business from them to the point where now everyone works for Apple. You know what I mean?
I was about to bring that up. You got Jimmy Iovine and Larry Jackson and Trent Reznor. They're all at Apple now.
Yeah, because they understand evolution. You got to move with the time. And Jimmy was always a future thinker. Like, he always thought ahead and got in front of all the latest technologies. He understood that the business of music was driven by the producer. Like, he really understood the concept of how all this works. So I wasn't surprised at all to see Jimmy taking over the way he is.
I mean, Jimmy's brilliant. I mean, relentless, man. The defiant ones. I mean, if I could say any quality that you have that Jimmy Iovine has, AKON, and I know the public's going to hear this right here on iHeartRadio, you're relentless. That's what it takes.
Hey, I got it from Jimmy.
There you go. And I mean, in that whole orchestrated move, and we're going to go back in time. I mean, you got to work with Gaga, and just to see the immense superstar that she's become today, and you've worked with so many artists. I mean, that's just one to name a few. But speaking about Interscope and Cherry Tree and seeing the evolution of where music is going, it's very unique to see that you're someone that says, you know what, I'm not just an artist or a producer or a writer or a record exec, but I'm actually going to make a difference in the world.
Right. Yeah, I always felt like music was a vehicle to get to bigger and better things. And I believe that God has given all of us a specific talent. And if you don't, polish that talent, focus on it, and really take that talent to maximize your fullest potential, man, you're losing really a lot of time on this earth, man. So, music has always been a great vehicle for me to be able to get to, make huge impact in the world. And I feel better when I'm impacting something. I just don't want to be known for singing and dancing when all this is over.
Hey, man, you've done things far greater than just singing and dancing. We both know that. So I respect that. AKON, I know that you're getting ready. Things have started to get back to normal. Thank God. I mean, COVID and the pandemic just shut everything down, but it taught us creatives how to become more creative, and it forced us to think more out of the box based on the current deck of cards that we were dealt, right? But I know that you're getting ready for the tour in 2023. What can we expect from AKON in 2023?
Oh man, I want to tell you guys so bad what to expect, but if I tell you, I got a feeling that some of my peers is going to try to take the concept from me. So I got to just wait for it.
Yeah, we just got to wait till 2023 is right around the corner, man. We're literally a couple of months away.
Yeah, I got a treat for you guys, man. It's going to be a type of show that no one's never seen before. I promise you.
Very cool. What advice do you have, AKON, for those artists, those entrepreneurs out there that are seeking advice from those that have been there, that have done that have been successful in the field that they desire to be successful in?
I mean, I would say for those artists, they're smart. You want to get that information from people that's been there, that's experienced it, get the pros and cons of every situation, understands the do's and the don'ts. And all the information may not apply to you, but there's a lot of information that will apply to you. A lot of it you learn on go, and you learn as you experience it. But ultimately, when you have a sense of what to expect, you kind of can prepare for it a lot better. And everything, as you know, success all starts with preparation. If you're not prepared for what's to come, it's hard to really, really be successful in anything you do. So that's part of preparation, is getting that information that may help or may not help, but at least you know what not to do, what can, and what's best direction to take to get to the final area in which you're trying to go. I think that's very important to do so, to get that information.
AKON, what is a fun fact that nobody can Google about AKON?
Well, a lot of people don't know that I'm a you know, a star chef. You know, I'm really good in that kitchen, man. Like, you know,
I'm learning something new. I mean, let's talk about it. Is it more on the Creole side that you enjoy dabbling with, like the seafood and things like that, or Jamaican jerk rub? What can we expect from AKON in the kitchen?
I would say it's more of an international cuisine type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I can mix a lot of the, you know, obviously the domestic, you know, recipes with more international recipes. And I like to just mix different things up to do. It's not what you're going to expect from it. And I try to involve ingredients that people don't necessarily think goes together in a specific type of, you know, in a way that where I think it's going to entice people.
Definitely. AKON, yeah. I appreciate you, man. And for all of those that are not already following you, but I know you got, you know, people all around the world that know who you are, where can they go to follow you?
Oh, everything is at AKON. It's very simple, at AKON.
AKON, national recording artist, philanthropist, entrepreneur, record exec, you know, you name it. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Congrats on Run That, which is available on all streaming platforms. Make sure you guys stream that on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, and more. AKON, congrats on everything, man. And I'll see you very soon.
Nah, man. See you soon too, brother.
All right, sir. This has been a special interview right here on Audio with Brandon Jam. Brandon, we'll see you next time. Goodbye for now. All right.
Thank you for tuning in to On Air with Brandon J.
Hey, oh God.
Follow on Instagram at I am Brandon J.